Geoff Noble is the head of the Brick and Blocklaying Training Foundation. Geoff, good morning.
Good morning, Alan.
So you heard what Martin had to say.
Yes.
You would share those views, I guess.
Yes, yeah, very much so. We've got a shortage. I think the construction activity has turned up and the cycle is very severe on apprentices. And I think that what the cycle does is when things are quiet, contractors in the industry don't have the funding to take on an apprentice. An apprenticeship takes 3 to 4 years. And when the cycle turns, there's not people in the system coming out as qualified tradesmen.
So is it too hard? There are people listening to you now, and they say, well, I've heard these blokes speak. My young man would happy to be a bricklayer. Is it too hard for him or her to get an apprenticeship?
It's not hard to get an apprenticeship. It's a matter of whether you like working outdoors or what your preference is in terms of your vocation, what you're choosing to do.
But if there was a downturn that you're talking about, say, in building, are there enough builders out there willing to take on apprentices?
Yes, there are.
Right.
We've got a shortfall.
Okay, but is that geographically specific? In other words, the kid might be at Armidale or an Orange or at Wollongong, or where exactly are these apprenticeships available?
Well, in Sydney, it's the western suburbs.
Right.
Mainly, which is where...
So what would a young bloke listening to you do?
Well, he should call us.
Yep. What's your number?
Our number is 1300 66 44 96.
1300
66
yep.
44
yep.
96.
Right, and you'll put them in the right direction.
Yes, and we've got a website, becomeabricklayer.com.au.
Brilliant. And so they ring that.
Yes.
And the first thing they have to do is to find an employer.
We've got them lined up.
You've got employers that have got apprenticeships ready to go.
We would have 200 across the country and probably 50 in New South Wales.
End of interview. You're kidding me. So mums and dads and sons and daughters, 1300 664496. They ring up and they can get indentured to an employer. The course, the indenture would last how long?
The apprenticeship in bricklaying in New South Wales is 4 years.
4 years. And while they are working as an apprentice, just say first year, what do they get paid?
About $19,000 a year.
Holy Nelly. By the employer?
Yes.
And they're trained, they're doing a course at the same time?
Yes.
Bloody hell, I'll take the job on myself. 19,000 and you're training, and then the second year?
About 24.
Oh, come off it.
And then 30, 36. So it goes up about $100 a week each year.
That is astonishing.
So
while you're getting a piece of paper?
Yes.
Brilliant. 1300 66 44 96. I'm going to check up with you on Monday to see what response you've had.
Good. Thank you, Alan.
Great to both of you. Yes. What about that? There's an eye-opener. So, a bricklayer. That's what you have to do. You'll get $19,000 in your first year apprenticeship, $24,000 in the second, $30,000 in the third, $36,000 while you're paid by the employer to be trained. You've got to get an employer. Geoff says he's got 200 lined up. Cripes. 1300 66 44 96. Ring that number, and I'm going to check with Geoff on Monday what kind of response he's had. 1300 66 44 96. 200 jobs out there.